What's up everyone? In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I created my 1-minute cinematic sci-fi movie trailer called The Last Street using OpenArt's new director feature. What makes this workflow so different is that it feels more like vibe directing than traditional prompting. Instead of writing prompt after prompt after prompt and trying to force the AI to understand your vision, you can create an entire story from a single detailed idea and let director help build the movie around it. Before touching any AI tools, I wanted a clear concept. I decided to create a suspenseful sci-fi alien invasion thriller. The story follows a young survivor running through a destroyed suburban neighborhood while being chased by terrifying alien creatures. As the trailer unfolds, we discover humanity is losing the war and something much bigger is coming. The goal was to create a movie trailer that feels like something you'd see in theaters. After my script and character descriptions were ready, I opened OpenArt Director chat. I simply pasted my entire concept into the chat. That's it. No complicated workflow. No splitting prompts into dozens of separate generations. Just one complete creative vision. This is where the magic happens. Instead of constantly rewriting prompts, Director starts building around your story. The chat feels more like collaborating with a creative partner than using a traditional AI generator. You can guide the mood, pacing, characters, environments, action sequences, and camera direction naturally through conversation. This is why I call it vibe directing. You're directing the movie instead of prompting the movie. All right, so the generation process took about 4 to 5 minutes to complete. Once it's finished, you'll see your project appear in the timeline. For this trailer, Director automatically created 4 separate 15-second video clips, which together formed our 1-minute movie trailer. From here, you can click into each scene and watch them individually, or simply play the entire trailer straight from the timeline to see how the story flows from beginning to end. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that AI isn't perfect. As you review your scenes, you'll probably notice a few moments that don't come out exactly how you imagined. Maybe a character looks slightly off, and action doesn't happen the way you wanted, or there's a small visual glitch somewhere in the shot. That's completely normal and part of the creative process. As I reviewed my trailer, I noticed a few scenes that needed improvement. So I went back, selected the shot I wanted to fix, and regenerated that specific scene. Regenerating a 15-second shot does use additional credits, so that's something to keep in mind while you're refining your project. For this tutorial, though, since this was more of a test run and proof of concept, we decided to keep most of the original generations and move forward with what Director created. The important thing is understanding the workflow. Generate your scenes, review the results, make adjustments where needed, and continue refining until your trailer looks exactly the way you want it. Now, for this part of the workflow, I downloaded all of the generated assets from Director. One thing I really like is that each scene is organized and downloaded separately into its own folder, making it super easy to manage the project during the editing phase. Once everything is downloaded, open up your editing software of choice. Whether you're using Premiere Pro, CapCut, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or something else, the goal here is to start shaping the trailer into the final vision you have in mind. Director did a great job creating the foundation of our story, so we don't need to do a lot of heavy editing. Most of the work at this stage is simply refining the pacing and making sure the trailer flows smoothly from scene to scene. As you go through the footage, you'll want to trim out any moments that feel too long, remove sections that don't add to the story, and keep the strongest cinematic shots. You can also rearrange clips if needed, and shorten scenes to build more suspense and momentum. Think of this step as polishing the movie trailer. We're taking the scenes Director generated and editing them together in a way that creates better pacing, stronger storytelling, and a more cinematic experience for the viewer. For The Last Street, I focused mainly on shortening a few scenes, tightening the transitions, and making sure every shot pushed the story forward. By doing that, the trailer feels more intense, more engaging, and flows much more like a real Hollywood movie trailer. Sometimes less is more. A few smart cuts can make a huge difference in the overall impact of your final trailer. After making a few edits and tightening up the cuts, the final project really started coming together. The final project really started coming together. At this point, the visuals were looking great, but every cinematic trailer needs one more thing to bring it to life: music. Music plays a huge role in setting the emotion and atmosphere of your trailer. It helps build tension, creates anticipation, and makes key moments feel much more impactful for the audience. For this workflow, I used ElevenLabs to generate the soundtrack. Inside ElevenLabs, navigate to the music section, where you can create custom music simply by describing what you're looking for. For The Last Street, I entered a prompt similar to create a cinematic sci-fi movie trailer soundtrack with suspense, tension, emotional undertones, and a powerful build-up leading to an epic climax. You can experiment with different descriptions depending on the mood you're trying to create. The great thing about ElevenLabs is that you can also set a custom duration for the music track. I recommend matching the music length to the exact runtime of your trailer so everything stays synchronized from beginning to end. Once the music is generated, listen through the available options and choose the one that best fits the story and emotion of your film. After you've made your selection, simply download the track and import it into your editing software. From there, place the music underneath your video and make any final adjustments. You can trim the music, align dramatic moments with key scenes, and adjust the volume so it complements the visuals without overpowering them. This final step is what truly transforms your project from a collection of video clips into a cinematic movie trailer. The combination of visuals, pacing, sound design, and music is what creates that emotional impact and keeps viewers engaged from start to finish.
Everyone north of Highway 8 is gone. Reduce to point 6.